I dare say. He's sharing our culture to the world out there in touch. And I know he's also been a representative of the USA in touch. So I just wanted to send a big shout-out going out to our man, Gary Harding. He's a funny man, old Gary, actually, old Gazza. So I've got no doubts that he's been enjoying his week away with the US touch team. Anyway.
He's an interesting character, that's for sure. I mean, he's a big, fair-skinned, redhead, moko kano.
Yes.
And what people must think of him in America, or whatever, upon first seeing him, like, what's going on here? But yeah, good man, old Gaz.
Very good man.
As you say, so that's how he be that.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah, he is. Yeah, he is indeed. Anyway, just real quick, what else is happening around the traps there, Reno?
Yeah, I suppose the netball, we touched on it on Wednesday. Your Central Pulse team looking pretty good there. Keithy in the championship undefeated, so everything's going good for them at the moment. Black Sticks, not too good for the Aussies, for our hockey girls and boys against the Aussies just recently, just losing. Obviously, the OKC in the NBA basketball, looks like their season's done dusted. Where to for the future for Steve Adams? Might be a new contract underway for him. We don't know at this stage. So, yeah, the Youth Winter Olympics, everything's been inspired about that, and with the new medals coming out there. And the Sevens girls come home from a dismal performance over in, where was it, Japan or Singapore or somewhere. Fifth, I think, overall. They ended a low point for the girls. But, yeah, just some of their stuff. And Sam Cane, back in training, been gone for a while on the rugby points. So, yeah, we'll see how things progress there.
Be great to see how Sam Cane gets back into things, because it has been quite a while since we haven't heard, hide nor hear of him for quite some time, have we, Reno?
No, it has been a while, but it's been a long time. Hopefully he can bounce back from his major injury, and we might see him at the World Cup. I'd say we will towards the end of the year, which is a bit sting for me, because I'd like to see Artie start in the black jerseys, have an outstanding Super Rugby, but Sam Cane, I think, will just waltz back in there. Everyone's talking about Tavita Lee and those 2 tries for the Highlanders from last night's game, 33-0 at halftime, then blew them off the park, ended up with 50-odd points. Outstanding performance. There was a hell of a game to watch. Tri-Fest 5 in the first few minutes of the first half. So, yeah, good game there. And everyone's still talking about, Izzy Folau. What is it, May 4th? I think it's next Saturday, and we'll find out what's happening there with Israel Folau.
Okay. What do you think? What do you think should happen with him there, Reno? Yeah,
he's going to be back in the Australian team. He'll be playing for the Waratahs. He'll be back at the World Cup. Nothing's going to happen. It's going to upset a lot of people.
Agreed.
But that's the reality of the guy and the importance to the ARU he has for the game and for the World Cup. It's a World Cup year, and it doesn't get any bigger than that. And everyone wants that William Webb Ellis Trophy. Everyone wants to knock over New Zealand. They don't want us to have it again. And if Izzy's one of those players who can make a difference in the green and gold, yeah, mate, he'll be back in there. Nothing's going to happen.
What are your thoughts there, Raa?
Yeah, I agree with Reen. I can't see, a heck of a lot sort of eventuating from the past discrepancies. I mean, probably learn to keep his mouth, his waha closed, and just get on with what he's good at, which is playing footy. I mean, personally, that's what I like watching the game, like watching him playing, even though I hate it when the team wins. But, keep his opinions to himself. Everybody's got them. Like us, you don't sort of going on about our deepest, darkest secrets on Full-Time the show. I mean, keep them to yourself and just, talk about what's relevant.
Fair enough, eh? Fair enough.
Well, if I was him, I'd be rather talking about my lovely wife.
Yeah, me too.
He doesn't talk much about it, does he?
Yeah, I guess so. Well, it's up to him to...
Well, you did, Keith. You did when you were there, Keith. You talked about it every day.
Oh, Keith, you're a big fan.
Oh, well, yeah. She's a wonderful woman. Wonderful woman. Anyway, I guess that moves us on to our last part of the show, which for most of us is probably the best part. It's a part where we get to release some of the angst that has been built up over the week. It's a part that we tend to call Put the boot in! My put the boot in is going out to, I think it's the Coca-Cola company or those companies that sell water, to drink. Water to drink. I was sitting in, and I'm not a sushi person, but I think it was on Anzac Day. My daughters decided to shout me lunch, but they said that it had to be sushi, and I'm not a sushi person at all. So while I was sitting in there, I saw the drinks cabinets, the drinks fridges, and the prices on them. It was just quite amazing that it just seems criminal to me that they are selling water. Water, this is just ordinary old H2O. They're selling it for $4, which is about 50 cents less than one of those 400 mils of Coke, which is quite ridiculous too, because you can get a 1 litre or 1.5 litre for almost $4.20 at most places. So I guess my put the boot in is going out to those companies that are selling water, of all things, water for $4 a bottle. So there we go. That's my put the boot in.
Yeah, my put the boot in was going to go into Robert Whittaker in the up-and-coming US fight against Israel Adesanya, only because of the fact that he's a former Kiwi Māori, so I believe, who's representing our neighbours across the roof, Australia. But I've got a double boot, and I'm going to agree with Keithy. I mean, it's always been a gripe to me how people can buy water when you can get it free out of the tap, and it's been proven that the water's just the same, but these fools go out and buy it because it's in a glass bottle. Ask yourself, I don't know who's more, stupid, people making it or the people buying it. I'd say the latter, the people buying it. That's my put the boot in.
Put the boot in!
Yeah, my put the boot in goes into all these gun incidents that are currently happening since Christchurch. It's quite inevitable that nearly every bloody week someone's getting shot. Look, there was someone just down the road in a little small town in Waikato, and only on Anzac Day, I think it was at a Harley-Davidson store where a couple of gang members, but just the shooting overall since Christchurch. And obviously then that guy in Palmerston North who was in there, then stole 11 or 15 firearms and was on the run while the police are tied up at the Anzac ceremonies. Just crazy stuff. So anyone who's got a gun at the moment and think they're going to be an idiot, look out everyone out there to be safe and put the boot into those with stupid guns going around shooting people.
Put the boot in!
Yeah, boys, this week my put the boot in goes to those tossers from Destiny's Church who gathered across the road at Hagley Park from the Al Noor Mosque and gave them a bit of a mouthful using loud hailers saying this is Christ's country, blah, 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 rubbish. Mate, and to the credit of the Muslims, they have a court in O'Kai. So all those dickheads from Destiny's Church did that, you get my boot this week.
Put the boot in! I was thinking of using that as my put the boot in there, JT, because I think that's really... I don't know whether they're trying to intimidate the, our Muslim brethren or what they're trying to do. JT, it's just, it seems to me absolutely ridiculous going outside of their mosque and they were using big, huge speakers to blast at them as well. But wonderful response from those inside the mosque, though, wasn't it, JT?
Yeah, to me it seems to permeate through their occult religion, whatever you want to call it, whether you're still entitled. And there's a huge sense of arrogance to me. I've got cousins and family that are involved in that. For the most part, they're pretty cool about it. But, these idiots need to get a grip on reality and someone needs to go and bash them.
I like the way you put it there. JT. Now, can you just remind me what was your one there, Rino?
Yeah, just the shootings now.
Oh, yes.
Ever since Christchurch, it's just more. It's becoming nearly weekly. I remember watching this American lady being interviewed on Anzac Day with the security around the whole ceremony. Brought back memories of her. It's just like no different to... not as big, obviously, but not just like being home in America. And every blooming week now, there's a shooting as such,
Yeah.
I guarantee there'll be another one next week. It's becoming quite dominant now on the headlines. Someone's being shot, and the recent one was the Killer Bee guy at the Harley Davidson. There was a tribesman, and he's handed himself in. And then he had an idiot in Palmerston North who stole all the guns right in front of the police and was on the run. He's been caught this morning. So just so much based around guns. It's been stupid.
Yeah, it has been stupid. Yeah, idiots. Well, even idiots like to have guns, I suppose. Anyway, I tell you what, Raa, man. But who would even think, because I would never buy a bottle of water for $4, bro. Hey.
Oh, $4, bro. I mean, apparently they reckon the future in terms of water is going to get even more expensive, with the way weather patterns have been. So the supply is sort of heading to an uncertain future, but I just think it's a fad. It's a trend thing. People like to buy anything that's been bottled and packaged, you can even buy fresh air now, I think it's about $5 a bottle or some sort of container that they have fresh air in a can that you spray, and you can get it for free just by going outside. So, ask yourself, hey, it's ridiculous consumers, and, the people who buy it must have a lot more money than they do see.
Well, obviously. Anyway, that pretty much ends us off here on Tūrangi FM. Raa, always awesome to catch up with you. Hopefully I'll be able to I've got no doubts I'll be catching up with you back on Monday. Of course, you've been back at work since, when was it, Tuesday, eh?
Yeah, after Easter, good to be back with the farmer and catch up, and, we've got the whole year ahead of us, Keithy. So, there's going to be a lot of sport under the bridge. So bring it all on as we head towards and count down to the big rugby event this year, the 2019 World Cup.
Rino, always a pleasure catching up with you too, bro. I'll have no doubt we'll be able to catch up with you on Wednesday on halftime, eh?
Yeah, looking forward to it. Always good. I enjoy catching on Saturday with the boys and talk a bit of sports and stuff. And last show for this month of April. Thinking next weekend already. We're into blooming May. Man, the year's going to go by so fast. But be safe over the weekend. Enjoy your weekend, guys, and catch up on Wednesday.
And just on that, hopefully you have a good weekend there too, JT. It's always a pleasure having you on board, bro.
Yep, no worries, boys. I've just sent Raa to my mum. She's flying back down to Melbourne this morning. I'll be home next week, bro, but I'll be up ticky. Not sure what the coverage is like, so I might be able to try and sneak a phone call through in between proceedings. So looking forward to coming home. As always, enjoy the weekend. Tūrangi FM.